Hello and welcome to my studio. My name's Panda and I'm a street artist based in Glasgow. Yeah, boy! Cheers to everybody who's checked that last video. Shout out to all the people from my past that got in touch and was like, yes, big ups for doing the YouTube. Quite funny, I feel pretty hip hop. I think it's this jacket. Yo, yo, yo. But aye, this is my studio. If you've watched my Instagram videos, you'll probably know it pretty well. But if you're just catching up on YouTube, then aye, I've got a studio where I make art. I've been in this studio building for about 5 years and I love it. This is kind of like the creme de la creme room. I've worked my way up. I'm also kind of accidentally the manager of the studios that we're in, which again, it's just a funny twist of fate, but I enjoy it. I should probably do more. Going to do a video in the new year, the big New Year's tidy, so stay tuned for that. If you like decluttering videos, that's going to be sick. I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. I bought the pocket free, but I also bought this guy. So I thought I'd unbox it. This isn't really, I'm not actually going to do like an unboxing video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open it, I'm going to get a setting angle, but I thought I may as well record it since I'm here. Let's see, that should open it. I've never watched an ASMR video, but I'm assuming that's part of it. This is going to be a pure mission, and I wanted to talk about YouTube videos or something like that. No, not this shit. Can I sit it on? I'll sit on this. Nice. That was a long, long time. I'm really sorry about that trip, but we've got a second angle, so buzzing. So why am I focusing on YouTube? Basically, there's no money in Instagram. I'm coming here to try and make loads of money for YouTube. Why do I want to make loads of money? Because I want to be an artist and I want to do cool shit with my life. And I feel as though I've got good ideas and I've got good people around me. And if I could somehow become a very well financed enterprise, then I could do heavy, heavy cool shit. So that's where you guys come in. Watch the videos. Aye, that's kind of it. That's all I'm asking for just now. Watch, subscribe, do the YouTube things, and then hopefully the videos will go a bit mad and I can make more videos. And not just for the sake of making videos, I want to basically use YouTube as like a way of making art. So these videos in themselves are kind of like art in a sense. That's the way I'm seeing them. Like I've just realised I can look at this camera as well. So this will be totally engaging. I can be like, yo, 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 what are you saying? What are you saying? Is this art? I don't know if this is art, but I'd like to give it a go. I'd like to treat it as art. And even that in itself felt quite fun and exciting for me there. So hopefully, hopefully this can work. Obviously, there's an argument to be made for just sitting drawing, right? And I'll make a video about that one day. But I think I like chatting about things and I like communicating with people. I also like editing and making videos. I think this is a good place for me to be, messing about in my studio with two cameras making videos. There's no money in Instagram, or at least I've not found any money in Instagram. There probably is money on Instagram in the sense that you can promote yourself on Instagram, and if you've got stuff to sell, people can see that you're doing cool stuff and they'll click the link and they'll go and buy some stuff from you. Or if you're like me, you can start something and they'll come and support you in that physical space. So we've made Grateful Gallery and you can come there on 50 Hill Street in Garnet Hill in Glasgow and you can come and see us and say hello. And you can buy a t-shirt, a print, a painting, whatever you want. You can support us. We've got wee badges and stuff like that. That's a good way to do it. But see, in terms of making videos, there actually isn't that much money to be made. I've found, at least, from Instagram. Instagram Reels don't pay you. Maybe I'm tripping, but I've not got any money for Instagram Reels. I've heard that TikTok pays for videos, but I can't have TikTok because, unfortunately, like a lot of people, I'm an addict. We're probably all addicts at this point in this society, eh? I'll maybe use this camera as my wee ad lib camera. This will be like the breaking the fourth wall camera. So this is me and you communicating. This is the real video. But then this is where we get to go crazy. I'll give them my real thoughts. I don't know what I'm doing. Everybody's making up as they go along. That's the secret to life. I'll maybe try and wrap that a wee bit because it was getting a bit intense and I was enjoying myself a bit too much. So I'll just stick to this camera and this can be the alternative angle. I would like to make money in art to keep making art. It's that simple. I want to live a nice life, John. I want to be able to live and just do the things I want to do. I want to feel fulfilled in my life. And I've found the way to do that is to do the things I want to do. So making YouTube videos is something I want to do. And I'm privileged enough, and I've also got myself into a situation in life that I'm able to do that. I'm able to come to this studio and sit here and work on this video. That's my privilege, but it's also due to a lot of hard work. For instance, the past year, I made probably about 200 Instagram reels. I was staying up late editing the videos, but I did it because I had a sense that something would come off the back of it, there'd be a payoff. And quite quickly, the gallery appeared, and I was like, yo, let's do the gallery. Me, Konzo and Kieran, let's do it, let's go for it. And that's what we've been up to, that's what we've been doing since. That was a good thing that came from the videos. So I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying nothing good comes from making things. I'm just saying there's no money involved. So I want to do the things that I'm called to do. And I think YouTube will allow me to do the things that I'm called to do. For example, I can make videos of me painting, and I find that an interesting process to watch. But I've also got a lot of thoughts and feelings about street art and graffiti. I wrote a dissertation when I went back to art school there, which was called The Gift, Graffiti and Punitive Masculinity. I'll do a whole video about that. I've done some Instagram reels. It was very difficult. I tried to cram a dissertation into 9 minutes long, and it was a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. So it'll be nice having half an hour, say, to explain that full process. So I'm excited to do that, Ryan. I'm excited to kind of explore ideas and think about things and also just research things. I love Striffless, right? Massive big ups to Striffless. He's actually made me feel confident to have a bald head. He's a beautiful Australian man, and he's just a beautiful soul who, has a bald head. I feel as though he's gave me confidence just to embrace that. Although I do need to stay on top of it a wee bit better. His is always perfectly shaven, but these things happen, John. Maybe one day I'll be as cool and as bald as Striffless. So what else can you expect from these videos? You can probably expect me painting in the studio as well. That's something that I do. I like to film myself painting. I wonder how this will look, but I've got a painting on the go just now. I should probably actually be painting that just now, but I'll maybe try and add a wee couple of layers or something. But the YouTube was calling me today, and I felt as though that would be a positive thing to do, is just focus on making this video. So painting the studio, painting the streets, street art and graffiti tours, like I said the other day as well. Book reviews, I've read loads and loads of books, so I'm really excited to do some book reviews. Some books that I've really loved are The Road Less Travelled by Scott M. Peck. I'd highly recommend checking that out if you've never read it before. Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. Another incredible book. Would love to speak about that. I think I need to actually reread it again because it's been a while. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'd love to talk about that. This is the thing, right? I'm sober 8.5 years and I have read a lot of stuff. I basically went from being a rec kid to getting sober to try to sort my life out. And that was a fun process. And I guess that's why I want to make this YouTube channel, because I've learned a lot. I've reflected a lot on that journey and process. And I'd kind of like to share it with people because I think it might be useful to somebody else. And I feel called to do that. So I've got a lot from YouTube videos and stuff people have wrote. And I thought it'd be nice for me to kind of do the same thing. So I'll make videos about sobriety. I'll make videos about what it was like getting mad with it. How did I find out I wanted to become sober? How did that process happen? Like, what went on there? Spoiler alert, I was very unhappy. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't having a good time, and I'm sure there's loads of people out there who aren't having good times and would maybe like a wee bit of help with that. And it's not that I can help you. All I can do is share my experience of getting sober and wanting to get sober, and also my experience of just being a rec kid. Basically, that's probably useful as well. It's useful to have that as an example, because for me, I didn't really know what it was like being a rec kid and then getting sober, but then thankfully a couple of people I knew did it, and because they'd done it, I felt, oh, maybe I can do that too. So I'd like to talk about that. That'll be cool. What else? Masculinity. That's probably a big thing that I want to chat about. That'd be cool. Aye, there's another great book that I really love called The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. I used that in my dissertation. I loved it. So I'd love to speak about that. So, what do you think? Are you down for the journey? Are you happy to come along with me while I try and do a YouTube channel? I think you are. I think people are already into it because people have already watched that other video. People seem to be into it. Not like mega into it. I'm not saying it's pure like groundbreaking or anything, but there seems to be an appetite for people watching what I'm doing. I think that'll be cool, man. I think we'll have a fun time. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun. I think that's basically what I'm saying, because really, I'm talking to myself right now, right? But kind of talking to everybody. Ultimately, I'm talking to my inner wee guy. That's the secret to life. Speak to your inner wee guy. What do they want to see? I'd love to see stuff like this. See, when I was younger, I'd love to watch a guy who was kind of like me, so I could look up and go, that guy's kind of like me. What's he up to? Oh, he used to struggle with stuff as well. Oh, he didn't have like a pure great time growing up. Oh, that's cool. He seems to be having a good time now. How did he do that? How did he get there? And I'm not having a good time all the time, by the way. I'm just having a general decent time. Deep okayness, as Sasha Chapin maybe says in an article. That's probably another thing that I'll talk about, is articles that I've read that I really enjoyed. Articles, books, podcasts, YouTube videos. I'm basically just going to share what I'm into, and I think that that'll be cool because I'm into a lot of different stuff. Aye man, I'm into it. What do you think, man? I'm down. I'm fucking down for it. The mission is get 1,000 subscribers, post free videos, and get 4,000 watch hours. Do you think that's possible? Do you think we can make it happen? I like a challenge, and that feels like a wee challenge for me. So this is like day 2, I guess, but it's kind of like, I don't know, 5 years in. Technically it's like 8.5 years in, but then I'm also 35. So this is a 35-year-old street artist journey into trying to be a YouTuber. Is it possible? I think it is. Let's see if we can make it happen. This is my second YouTube video that I feel as though I'm actually taking YouTube serious, so that's quite cool. If you're here at this point, imagine what can happen in a year's time. I like to visualise or at least manifest things like that. What would we like to happen? Anything can happen, so what would we like to happen? What would we like to happen? So let's have a wee think. Let's have a wee sit down. We'll have a wee moment's meditation, right? We'll think about our gratitude for this moment. We'll think about the future. Not too hard, but just as a wee dream, what feels alive. So, just in that wee moment, something that appeals to me is being able to edit on the go. Me and Nikki, little book transfers, went to Thailand at the start of the year, and I think I would like to sit somewhere in another country and edit a YouTube video that I've made in that country. I don't know where that would be, but I would like to do that. As I've said that, another thing that I would like to do is I would like to go back to Melbourne. So this is actually a really good one, right? I would like to go back to Melbourne. I went to Melbourne probably 12 years ago when I was still drinking, and I kind of just got mad with it for 2 years. If you don't know what mad with it means, it basically means really drunk. I just got drunk all the time basically, and I just partied too much. I would like to go back to Melbourne. I would like to paint the streets in Melbourne and meet loads of cool street artists because it's such a sick place to do that. I'd also like to go to London and paint with Sweet Tooth. I would love to do that. I would like to go to New York, the birthplace of hip hop. That would be amazing. That would honestly be a total like mind-blowing experience. I also think I would like to go to Brazil because there's so much amazing street art and character-based street art there that would just blow my mind. There's actually an amazing short documentary series on YouTube by Os Gemios about the sort of history of Brazilian graffiti and hip-hop, and it is incredible, and I would highly recommend checking it out. I'll maybe try and add something so you can watch that. So that's a lot of travelling. I'm basically travelling the world, so I hope you want to support me doing that because that would be class and it will be enjoyable to watch, I guess. A wee reformed rec kid for Paisley cutting about the world trying to paint big heads. That'll be cool. Dreams that I have locally. Oh, see, to be honest, man, there's just hundreds of things that I'd love to do. I'd love to organise a big exhibition in a big abandoned warehouse somewhere and connect it to the after party scene in Glasgow that I used to be part of. Document that full process, get a bunch of other artists involved as well. The way I've been describing it is like a hip hop album where it's my album, but there's a bunch of features on it, and I think that would be really cool. I'd love to get some heavy, good producers involved and some of my favourite rappers. And by that I mean some of the best people at building things and creating things in a 3D manner, and also some of my best pals who are amazing at painting murals. I'll probably be aiming to do that in 2027, so that's still a year and a half away. Imagine that this YouTube journey follows me from now until then, and basically what that is that'll be 10 years of me being sober. And I think that would be a nice journey. Come with me from 8.5 years sober to 10 years sober on a beautiful YouTube journey where I get up to all sorts. Become the most popular artist YouTuber in Scotland. Yes! I think it's possible. Do you think it's possible? I think it's possible. There's a really, really good Goethe quote, I believe, and it actually came up because I wrote it in something. So back in 2022, I had an exhibition called In 5 Years' Time. and it was to celebrate my 5th anniversary of sobriety. I wrote a wee thing for it, right? I like writing, and I put in this quote from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. And it says, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. Begin it now. And I wrote, I really love that quote. I spent a long time being afraid of doing things, and since getting sober, I have done so much. What might happen in these next 5 years? Oft, I've just realised 5 years when I wrote this. See, when I'm 10 years sober, that's in 5 years' time. So basically, come with me on a journey to realise the mission that I set out in here. But see, to be honest, it's a different mission now. The mission is share my experience of living life as an artist. And I want you to come with me. I know I've said that like a million times, but I'll chop them out probably. Big ups. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope that sounds exciting, because I'm buzzing now. I'm literally buzzing that I might not even paint. I might just sit here going, yes. Hopefully I've not just said all the things and now I just like go and sit and scroll on Instagram, because that's my pet peeve at the moment, and it always will be. I'll also reflect on morning pages, the artist's way, all that good stuff, because I've done it all. I've put a lot of time and energy in to try and improve myself. I think it's not even just improve myself, it's just basically get comfy with being me. I feel a lot more comfy just being me now, which is a blessing, because geez, oh man, I spent a long time not feeling comfy with myself. And that's kind of sad, but I know that's the reality for loads and loads of us. It's just rough, man. The world we live in is kind of shite. For want of a better way to say it, it's kind of shite. I'm buzzing. I hope you're buzzing. Cheers for tuning in. Send this video to your pal. Maybe wait and send them a good video that I've done where I'm actually up to something. I'm not just sitting in my studio. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Much love. Tune in soon, man. Here we go. I need a wee sort of, a wee much love. Grateful to be here, grateful to be sober. Maybe I can just end with that. Aye, I think that could work. Grateful to be here, grateful to be sober. Cheers. Wow, we've done it. We've done it again. Here, I didn't know this thing did this. Check that. That is nuts. So, I should have well got that on the go. Yo, check that, man. Like, whoa. Pure action camming. So I've just realised, yo, nuts. What a legend, man. That is crazy. I should have bloody sat it like this, man. That would have been great. Imagine me just like that the whole time. Pure second angle. What's up? Cheers. So that's a wee bonus bit. That's a wee bonus clip for you. Yeah, that's a wee bonus clip.